Okay. Haha. Okay. Hall of the Mountain King? We just stopped at the first place we saw. Let's see what the Hall of the Mountain King is about. Go talk to Homer. They don't keep the roads up too well, do they? Not down here. So empty, just let it go, I guess. Time to cut him loose, man? Now I'm having fun. Oh, well, now I'm having fun. You bored? Nah, it's a slow night anyway. I'm just happy tagging along. Bridge. The bridge ends abruptly, crumbling in disrepair. Boardwalk. Rope. A loop of decayed rope is coiled on the banister. Some rotted sections have been smoothed over with a fine dust. Computers. Broken computer monitors are heaped precariously among the rocks. Pet carrier. Fire, huh? A pet carrier for a cat or small dog has been left by the path. A calcified rag wadded in the corner may once have been a blanket. Backpack. Oh, there's a lady. A hiking backpack leans against a rock. It's empty except for a dusty bag of cat food and a few punch cards. So the blind old man had a cat, but I didn't see the cat when I went there. A pile of discarded electronics burns steadily in the center of the chamber. Let's go talk to Amy. I don't remember an Amy, but... Oh, it's triangles within triangles down here. Shifting, intersecting, overlaying. Isn't it romantic? Let's see. Shandon. You're here to steal back the love of a boy you once knew when you were too young to recognize the movements of the heart. And you're escorting her, pretending to have her interests at heart. Well, really... Really, you're in love with the young woman as well, and so you've agreed to help him conspire to win her affections, but it's just a ploy to set him up for embarrassment and diminish him out of the picture. I'm into it. No, you're right. It's insipid. Derivative. I used to be really good at this. I had 11 novels published, from The Billionaire's Bidding to Fields of Longing. Real hot, Botus-ripping stuff, you know? I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment, just me and my thesaurus steaming up the windows. Not sure you should be listening to this, kid. I'm not listening. But of course it couldn't last. You know, suddenly it was all computers everywhere you went. I thought I might be able to do something with that. Inject a little libido into those ugly beige boxes. Ha! So I went back to the university and I studied human-computer interaction, and then I picked up Donald's research assistantship here as a tester. Debugging. In my off hours, I played around with the doomed love story at the core of our little simulation. That seemed to amuse me, Donald, so I kept at it. I'm afraid I tinkered too much, made it too complex. Now our work is never done. We don't even have to add any new functionality. The bugs just grow on their own. Too complex. I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment. What's up, old man? Donald puffs on a smoldering pipe while half mumbling, half singing an old country tune. Softly. Where the old green river runs, through the hills and the caves not known to us, down to that sunless sea. Oh, who are you? Sorry, did we startle you? What's that song? Oh, you've caught a verse of my absent-minded warbling. Just a song from my youth, something a dear friend used to sing to herself as we hacked on crystal radios in the boiler room. In old Kentucky where my love, a lovely home did build for me, and where the old green river runs, through hills and caves not known to us, down to that sunless sea. From there on, it's all meandering rivers and romantic greenery, and that is, what were we talking about? Ah, you came from the road, the zero. No, you should stay off that road. Not safe. Bizarre topology. You'll never get anywhere. It just brings you right back here. Back to this cave. Always back to this spot. It's a prison. An irrational prison. But I don't mind. Not anymore. This is where my life's work is. The computer. Right on the other side of the spire. It looks like a harmless old computer, doesn't it? Like some beat-up mainframe exhumed from a university basement and left in the cave to rot. Or to flower. No, it's no ordinary computer. I've modified it extensively in some pretty experimental ways, believe you me. That's to say nothing of the software, but you look like a technically minded sort of person. Tell me, do you know the effects of mold growth on diffused base transistor circuitry? Sounds like it would short circuit. Certainly, certainly. But not all of it. Some moldy filaments are more or less conductive than others, and it grows in a non-linear chaotic patterns. We can guide it a bit through a simple application of classical horticulture, but we can't produce specific results, only tendencies. Thwarted and feeble, we hammer on the derelict keyboard. My name is Reason, King of Kings. But we are mere gardeners in the ruins. Our keystroke echo off into the tunnels, boundless and bare. The caves stretch far away. We are too late. Always too late. What? Did you say something? You're about to tell us about the software. Oh, the software. My life's work. Xanadu. You've heard of it? Perhaps you've read about it in a journal? It's been years since I published anything. Xanadu has evolved significantly since I explained its data structures in my article, Literary Multitudes, Hypertextual Narrative as Post-Structural Witness. Evolved, and then deteriorated. Donald sighs dramatically and takes a puff from his pipe. I'm afraid you're late, fellow hypertext enthusiast. I'm afraid you're late, fellow hypertext enthusiast. As the mold accumulated on the circuitry, Xanadu blossomed for a moment into something wholly enchanted, then all the charm was broken. Do you have any idea what it's like to spend your life building something and then sit powerlessly as your work declines into ruin? I drive deliveries for a small antique shop and we're closing down. I fix TVs and I'm about to lose the lease on my workshop. My family disappeared. Julian and me don't know what to do. Not really. I guess we'll go with Ezra. So, wandering without the ones who gives us purpose, like a ghost. Well, I have my own ghosts, and I keep them in there, in Xanadu. It's running on that glorious dusty machine. Take a look if you like. Too late to do anything but smoke and reminisce anyway. Far too late to do anything. Weird, man. Weird. What's up, Andrew? Do you know that when I first... No, I mean, if this cave were larger, could it... Now I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got it. How would you characterize this space, this one that we're standing on? Seems endless. You have no idea how right you are. Decades of mapping and notating, but how could you tell? What formal quality makes it seem endless, you know? Mysterium tremendum. Sends the shadows scattering, momentarily lights the mouth of unseen tunnels. That fire is constantly reshaping my... close your eyes. Will you close your eyes? Okay. Good. Now, you are standing at the top of a rocky peak. A tongue of flame licks the shadow anatomies of... Where are we? Oh, here again. How disappointing. What are all these computers for? Computers. Oh, now I remember. I was writing on them. I described a cave. That was my job. Describe the cave. There's a great history of caves in the literature. Don't you know? The walls are frozen rivers of orange stone. Isn't that vivid? I had a lot to live up to. I was a grad student studying statistics when I started working with Donald on his project. He said we needed someone with a more analytical mind to do the descriptive writing. Someone who would appreciate the cave descriptions as real labor instead of taking their authorial voice for granted. Donald warned me it would be long hours of typing painstakingly detailed descriptions into the computer, and I've put in hours. Believe me, I've put in hours. I've described every facet of this cave in such detail that sometimes I don't know if I'm reading or looking, writing or exploring. Often in the dark and lonely moments, I worry that in my sleep I've transcribed rooms from my dreams into the system. How would we know? They could only be entered with precise, faithful detail. That's all I know how to write, and all I dream about is caves. I only dream of caves. A massive gate constructed out of scavenged materials blocks the passage down the far side of the spire. The kingdom is in peril. Roberta laughs. Well, what else is new? You're in the throne room. There are 3 legendary treasures hidden throughout the castle that will restore these ruins to their former glory. Former glory. What do they look like? She's messing with you, kid. Roberta laughs. Enchanted jewelry. Talismans. A magic mirror that prevents the future. A magic shield that protects the bearer from age. A magic chest that's always filled with... I never went to the university. I was an independent scholar. It means I took to the public libraries like a beachcomber. I studied fairy tales. Then I came to work for Donald. I paid the bills, rubbed leathering elbows with academics, scraped black mold from cave walls. Finally, now I carry the firewood into senescence. The kingdom is in peril. Baffling control panels are sheltered from the elements with a worn tarp. A closet-sized wall of knobs and wires looms behind the machine. Humming faintly, an electric typewriter, is the only easily recognizable component. Okay, let's do something. How do you think we get it started? This old thing? Maybe there's a hand crank around. Oh, it has a run key. Act 3, Scene 5, Xanadu. There's its name. At Danavardo. Xanadu at Danavardo. You are staying at the something before something. Around you is a something. Ha, this thing is in rough shape. Are these switches doing anything? Try blowing on it. Presses some buttons and then presses the return key. The road before a small something. Okay, that's worse. Try typing help. Looks like a house. Type house. House. That's something. Recognize. In blood quit. Passage with some trees everywhere. And what? Lula, Joseph and Lula are over. Recover the computer on their backs and being Lula. Did that say Lula? You're Donald. Something. I've got the time machine and departure from something. So we won't. As slave? The phone cards? No. Punch cards. Maybe the punch cards. Transcribe the typewriter. Paper. And you disappeared. How's your back holding up? Damn, I can't tell what she's saying. I have my portable degosser. Old systems like this one can build up a remnant magnetic field that sort of warps everything along whatever pattern it's settled into, you know? The degosser clears that up by suddenly shaking the magnetic field around until it's uniform. That's how I like to think of it anyway, like shaking a snowball. Haha, worth a shot. Hall of the Mountain Gink. After what may have been something. Well, okay. This is where you set up your and press any key to quit. Tried pressing the key. Act 3, Scene 6. Hall of the Mountain King? Bizarre. Now what was that about Lula? Maybe Donald knows how to clear that up a bit. I mean, that seemed like Donald knows Lula and they were doing something. They were working on the computer, and then the computer said something. I mean, I couldn't tell what it was really saying. I don't remember exactly what I picked out of that. Except for press any key to quit. So, you've seen it for yourself. What's left of it? Pretty busted. The chalky bones of a beautiful dream, but you can see what it once was, can't you? Can't you? There was so much more to it. Ornate labyrinths of memory, exhaustively simulated parallel cave ecosystems, real artificial intelligence built on sophisticated neural network algorithms. The birds in the forest could flock in 3 dimensions. The bats could learn to sing. Then it began to crumble when the strangers came. First we only heard them, walking heavily through the cage, dragging things around, hammering and clattering their tools. Sometimes we heard working songs, never close enough to make out real voices, just their echoes cascading wordlessly in tunnels. Then we caught a glimpse of one. What do they look like? They look like... No, it's too horrible. I shouldn't be telling you about this. They're dangerous. They're strange. Should have never tried to outwit them. They're always too much for me, but it's too late now. If I'd listened to Lula, Lula Chamberlain? Yes, of course. Oh, do you know her? We're looking for her now. No, she's gone now. She left. We built this together. Did you know? Lula, Joseph, and I. Lula is gone from here, but Donald points across the cage with his pipe. The cave with his pipe. Might be a cage, too. Still in there, in Xanadu. I don't know where Lula is now, or how to get there from here, or how to unwind that damn tangled highway, but Xanadu, before its ruin, was faultless as an oracle, a shrine to perfect simulation. But maybe those weird interlopers destroyed my Xanadu. Perhaps they know how to fix it. It may be dangerous. I've sent many eager seconds to negotiate with them to repair my masterpiece. Back there, that tunnel. Push back the vines. Crawl out into the darkness. Watch your step. After a while, you'll feel the terrain change beneath your hands and knees, from rock to crystal, and then to mud. Then you'll be out. That's where the strangers came from. Now leave me alone. I still have a bit of mold in my pipe, and a few dreams left. Act 3, Scene 7. Where the strangers came from. Interesting. Yeah, this is what I was seeing in Xanadu. Okay. Oh. Oh, looks like we're out. And that's Junebug. Well, this can't be right. It looks like an old church. Worth a look inside. I guess. I want to stay outside. I think I saw a lizard. I'll stay with him. Okay, we'll make it quick. So they're gonna go in and we're... Wow, okay, let's look at the headstones. An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. John Scott Tynes, generous disposition, will be missed. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. HT8191T, fill date June 29, notes of almond. Okay. An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Justin Corcoran and Gregory Payne. We think you two would really have liked each other. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. HT8192, fill date July 24th, weird finish. An epitaph is engraved on the stone grave marker. Luke Hatcher always had a far-off look, probably still does. Below the inscription, HT8192E, fill date August 1st, aftertaste of rainwater. James Connolly or Joshua Beale. Below the inscription, HT8192N, fill date September 8th, sweet and fungal. The mold. Okay. Jeff Wickstrom would have wanted it this way. Below the inscription, HT8192Q, fill date September 9th, maple turpentine. Susan Dwyer. Should have said something. Below the inscription, a note is written in white chalk. 8192X. Fill date November 1st. Sense of foreboding. An epitaph is engraved on the stone. Unknown. Seemed reasonable. HT8192Y. Fill date November 2nd. Easy on the nose. Okay. Now let's talk to Junebug. Find any lizards? Nice cover story, kid. Well, I've got Johnny, the vicious cycle. I've got you folks right now. Is that a family? Let's call it what it is. Junebug and the people she surrounds herself with. See, it means something. It makes a claim. It's specific. I want to be specific. Sounds lonely. I think you are. It's the middle of the night, and here you are in a graveyard. Any other kid your age would be in bed. You've just got to make choices and own them. You think I was born this foxy? I came off the assembly line about a half-foot shorter and all gray, no eyes. They were going to have us clearing out the old mine. Doesn't matter what you look like under all that rock and water. A bunch of gray shadows shoveling and hammering invisibly at the walls, draining the tunnels. Johnny found some gear, an old tape player. We hid away in an underground cave and listened to it over and over, and we weren't even minors. And we knew we weren't minors. Oh, okay. Found an old tape player. We hid it away in an underwater cave and listened to it over and over, and we knew we weren't minors. Damn. We slipped out onto the road, just these two featureless shadows. And ever since that night, we've been detailing, coloring in, specifying. I feel more like myself every day. I feel less like myself without my folks. Sure, some people are born into a family. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, here they come. There you are. What'd you find in there? It wasn't... Hey, what's going on? You look flushed, old man. It doesn't matter. Right, okay. We got what we need. Let's go. It looked like it was a church, so they went and looked at the church. I feel like the church is where the bad thing happened to Conway. With the roof. With the kid falling off the roof. Singing softly. Trace an orbit round the road and close your eyes with holy dread. For we on mold and whiskey fed and drank from rivers down below. We found your strangers. We know how to fix your damn machine. But I'm not sure it was worth it. Oh? Soon. The visions will return. What have you found? They say you need to type in a specific phrase to restore it. They say you need to unplug it for a while. They say you need to scrape the mold off the timing crystals. But the mold... Of course, too much mold on the timing crystal would send the simulation adrift. Each moment lived out of sync. By all means, yes, clean the timing crystal. Okay. Let's try that. Oh, it's Shannon's turn, huh? Okay, we're all coming. I think after this act, I'm going to take a break. Do you see anything that looks like a timing crystal? Yeah, right here behind the control panel. It's filthy. Right, we're supposed to scrape off this black moldy stuff. Weird. Just following instructions. Here we go. Act 3, Scene 9, Xanadu. Oh, great. Ready to go deaf. Oh, I guess not. Whoa, whoa. It's trippy on here, but it's normal here. At the end of the road. Xanadu at the end of the road. Okay. You're standing at the end of the road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. That's not something you can enter. Just type a direction. North. In forest. You are in open forest with a deep valley to one side. Can you climb a tree? Climb tree. I don't think much is to be achieved by that. Sorry. Head back south to the building. Can we dig a hole? Dig a hole. You can't see any such thing. Pretty limited vocabulary. South. You're in a forest. Hey, it's a maze. Ooh, so we went south and we're still in the forest. Let's go east. You're in a forest. Lula is here, soldering replacement components in a small handmade radio. We should definitely talk to her. Ask Lula how she is doing. Hi, Donald. I'm getting the strangest interference out here. I've been tuning the radio circuits gradually as we go, swapping capacitor values and tweaking resistor networks. It was working for a while, but everything I can pick up sounds so distant and muffled. Lula hands you the radio. Well, maybe you'll have better luck. You're good at this stuff. Just don't forget to give it back. North. You're in the forest. Joseph is here, tapping with a small stylus on a modified pocket braille slate. A small gray kitten no more than a few weeks old dozes comfortably on top of his backpack. Maybe he has something to say. Listen, Donald, I was just transcribing your footsteps. Sounded like Joseph runs his finger along the index card he's been tapping on from right to left. Long, weary song, drearily gone, dearly gone. You beat a melancholy shuffle through these woods, Donald. Ha! I've been noting down the sounds of the forest with an ear for speech and an inborn filter for poetry, I suppose. So maybe it's me being melancholy after all. I'm eager to see what the poetic subsystem makes of these punch cards. South, east, north, west. Excuse me. Let's go west. At edge of hole. You're at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to rock as the ground sinks into darkness. The computer tied to your upper back slickens with sweat in the afternoon sun. The rope slung around your shoulder has slipped under the strap of your backpack, digging uncomfortably against your collarbone. Go down into the hole. That seems pretty obvious. Need a bit to check it out. Yell into the hole first to see if there's pirates. I only understand you as far as wanting to yell. Yell. No response. Sorry, kid. You're batting 0 today. At least we know there's no pirates. Go down into the hole. Let's wait a bit. The cave walls are too slick to climb safely without assistance. You lose your footing and fall to your death. Shit. Thanks, Shannon. Rip. Oh. Your score was 0 out of possible 8192. What? You may continue or quit. Try using the rope. Rope is tied snugly down. Your feet slip a few times on the slimy rock, but you remain stable. Lula and Joseph descend carefully after you. In bed quilt. Bed quilt, huh? Interesting name. Interesting name. Okay. We're in the cave. You are in bed quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Joseph and Lula remove the computer equipment they are carrying on their backs and begin setting up. That's the last trip, so everything's down here now. Say something back to her, set up the gear. Set up gear. I will understand you as far as wanting to set the up above. Wanting to set the up above. Set the up above. Lula looks pensive. What's the gear they're carrying? Ask her about the cave. Ask her where the treasure is. Ask Lula about the cave. Having second thoughts? I don't blame you. It's unsettling down here. Weird acoustics. Earlier, as we were climbing down, I thought I heard voices for a moment. Or not voices themselves, but the echoes of voices singing. Some kind of eerie, timeless working song. Okay. I'm glad I'm not down here alone. What's the gear they're carrying? Ask Lula about the gear. Sure, Donald. We may as well take inventory. I've got the tape machine and the synthesizer parts we borrowed from the School of Music. It's all tuned up to my voice so we won't have to type so much. Joseph has his slate and the punched cards he's transcribed from the poems we read him. He's got the typewriter and the paper tape reader. And you've got the CRT display. How's your back holding up? Okay. Joseph looks uncomfortable. Jealous. Hey Donald, can you help me wire up these generators? I'll assemble a synthesizer, but I could use some help with the serial interface if you have time. Hear an unfamiliar echo from a tunnel to the east. Let's wire up the generators. Help Joseph. I appreciate it, Donald. I'm not much of an electrician, you know. You know that. Joseph hands you a bundle of wires. His kitten curls up on a spool of cabling. Listen, the three of us had a good thing for a minute, wouldn't you say, up at the old place before it got ugly? I'm saying we came down here to work, to really do it, Xanadu. And I mean, we've got to be rational about this. All three of us have got to put our feelings aside for a bit and be rational. Do you know what I'm saying? He's talking about Lula. Tell Joseph to back off. Joseph wipes his brow with a dusty sleeve. Seems down here we're all strangers, permanently strange. You're interrupted by the ominous echo of grating, scraping sound. Echo of a grating, scraping sound from the east, louder than before. What the hell was that? Let's check it out. Come on, Lula. Come on. Okay. So now we're going down the cave. It's getting crazy. There we go. You rush down the tunnel with Joseph and Lula close behind. That got kind of intense back there. To Ezra, how do you like all this, kid? Kind of boring, but I like boring stuff sometimes. There's a lot of reading, but I'm really good at that anyway. The tunnel narrows, and soon you find yourself crawling on your hands and knees. Navigating the tunnel gradually becomes more awkward as smooth rock gives way to jagged crystalline surfaces. Scratches and taps echo from the end of the tunnel, some short and piercing, some slower and groaning as if dampened by water. The tunnel opens into a large room. In the crystal room. Okay. You're in a large, irregular chamber. The walls, floor, and ceiling are covered with crystalline projections. Strangers are here, scraping black mold from the crystals. They look up when you enter. One of them seems about to speak. Oh crap, there's a lot more now. Let's listen to what he has to say. The stranger reaches for a box he's carrying and presses a plastic button. The box whirs to life and a crackly voice blurts out something unintelligible, then slows to a deep gurgle. He looks at his companions momentarily in confused disappointment, then he returns his awful gaze to you. Joseph flees through a tunnel to the north. Lula flees through a tunnel to the northeast. Run north. Lula's headlamp scans across the northern passage as you run. Soft shadows loom perplexingly from floor to ceiling. You feel around to distinguish shadows from crystals, but eventually find yourself cornered. You have hit a dead end. Who are they? Let's find a way. Escape. That's not a verb I recognize. Oh shit. Look for escape. You can't see any such thing. Listen, I think they've gone back to work. They seem strange somehow. Maybe they've forgotten about us. Alright, let's try to pass them quickly now. Don't make eye contact, then we'll find our way back to the equipment. Really, Lula? Back in the bed quilt. We are in bed quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Okay. Lula's here, panting for breath. Did they follow us? Where's Joseph? She seems pretty scared. Search. I only understood you as far as wanting to search. You have to be more specific. Search with the equipment. The various computer and audio equipment cast angular shadows into the tunnels as you scan slowly across the pile. Nothing. Down one of the tunnels, back outside. Let's go down the tunnels. Search tunnel. You select the tunnel at random. Oh. Your lantern illuminates several sets of footprints on the moldy cave floor, but they are impossible to identify. Joseph climbs down from the rope still tied above. That damn sound, those damn voices, I don't even know what direction I was running. I wove through that network of tunnels. I ran my hand along the wall, always turning left, but every turn and every rock felt the same. For all I knew, I was running in circles. Finally, I ended up here. And I hid. I panicked. I heard you talking, but didn't think I could trust my senses. But listen, there's one thing I have to tell you. While I was out there lost in the tunnels and caves, I came across the Zero, and I have no idea. I had no idea. It's like a real place. They pick up garbage, they deliver mail, they go to work and to church, but it has an awful kind of emptiness. Wandering through, I heard horrible echoes. Weird images got burned in my mind's eye. A television, a scarecrow, a crystal, a feather, a sandwich, a CRT monitor, a bottle, an anchor. Lula looks down at her feet. We should ask him more about that. Donald, you've heard the same damn stories I have, but it's different. It doesn't matter now, damn it. I'm leaving. To hell with all of it. divert Joseph's attention. You shout something at Joseph about the project you are working on together. You'll die in these damn cold caves, and what about those men? You know they'll come back. Suggest finding somewhere that is safe to start a fire. You shout something at Joseph about going deeper into the caves. Did you hear their voices? They'll find you, but not me. I'm going back to the surface. Stop. Your stupid fight is ringing through the whole damned cave. Joseph is right. We can't stay here. I'm leaving too, but I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon. I'm heading down to 0. I think we need her to stay. Get Lula's attention. You plead with Lula about your continued collaboration. I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail, and then you can see what your damned machine does with it. Lula and Joseph have left. Still in the tunnels. Huh, now I'm alone with the computer. That's weird. Abandoned by your collaborators, your confidants, your companions, the only two among your colleagues with whom you've ever trusted the gift of your friendship. Huh. Pretty thick. Sounds like Beardo had his heart broken. You wander the tunnels alone, dragging along the components of your unrealized masterpiece. It's talking about itself, isn't it? Components are combing the underground passages for a new site in which to realize your vision. Sounds like a genius. How do you mean? Yeah, vain. Vanity, ain't it the truth? My Aunt Remedios, before she got into the whole ethno-music whatever thing, she was a painter, mostly nudes in oil. She had this model, I'll never forget him. Big, classically physical guy, looked like he was about to storm Troy. He made everyone call him the Colonel. Weaver and I saw this guy naked a lot. You couldn't help it. He was always posing somewhere in the house, chasing the light from room to room while Aunt Remedios made a sketch of his profile or worked on the right mix of pigments for his abdomen. The Colonel had this magnificent hair, long black hair that ran down just to the bottom of his shoulder blades. One evening, he was standing next to the open window in the back of the house. The sun was setting. Early spring, I think. It was kind of windy. Aunt Remedios was trying to get his hair right. She kept arranging it, like half in front and half behind, running over his shoulder and laying across his chest in this very specific way. But it itched him or something, and he'd do this weird, indignant shuffle thing, or the wind from the open window would push it around, or he'd start and turn his neck when Weaver and I ran by, and everything would be tangled again. The final product was a swirl of black lines billowing around the top of his neck. Weird thing is, I don't even remember his face now. Just that black swirl. Probably the best one she ever painted. Weird. Back to the hall. That's where we are right now. After what may have been years, you stumble out of a tunnel into a cavernous open space. Stalactites adorn the ceiling like grotesques. In the center of the room is an enormous rocky spire. This is where you'll set up your equipment and establish your legacy. It's where I am, right now. And I'm looking at Xanadu and Xanadu. Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistance, 0. Realism index, 37%. Romance index, 2%. Mold coverage, 0. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistants to a task, or sleep until tomorrow. I can hire a new one? Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. You've hired Greg, who studies architecture. Hire. Uploading job advertisement. No new applicants. Okay, so we hired Greg. Now let's assign him typing. Assign. You may assign research assistants to debugging, transcription. Assigning available research assistant to debugging. Let's see if there's another one. If not, I'll go to sleep. Okay, let's sleep until tomorrow. Sleep. Time passes. Greg widens tunnel slightly to reduce the need for extra crouch commands. Now is the time to continue your work. 1, realism 47, romance 0. Okay, mold coverage 10%. You may hire a new assistant. Let's hire somebody. Hired Andrew. Study statistics. Let's put him on speculation. Assign how many? 1. Sleep. Andrew muses about love, about the love lives of fungal colonies. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now's the time to continue your work. 2 assistants. Realism index 42, romance 20, mold 21. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistants to a task, or sleep until tomorrow. Uploading job advertisements. Hired Weaver. Studies mathematics. Yeah. Okay. 1. Debugging. 2. Sleeping. Greg fixes some weird math with some weirder math. Intruders. Strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. Now is the time to continue your work. I'm not convinced this is getting any closer to the 0. Realism 67, romance 10, mold down to 0. Okay. Hire a new research assistant. Are there any more? Who studies fairy tales? Okay. Okay. Let's go with 2. We'll do 2 on speculation and then 2 on not debugging. Transcription? Yeah, transcription. Let's see what happens if I keep. Andrew carefully transcribes the sound of dripping water and all the variations over a period of several hours. Like the water, okay. Greg summarizes the migratory patterns of bats through the tunnels. Weaver posits that nature, not reason, is the master of industry. Roberta makes a convincing argument for the edibility of stone. Weaver follows the strangers into the tunnels. She doesn't return, but neither do they. Now's the time to continue your work. Weaver's gone now. Hired Rick, who studied library sciences. Okay. Okay. And then one more on speculation. Sleep. Greg types up some imagery from a dream journal. Transcribed experiences. Discards centuries of exhaustive data on the uniformity of cause and effect. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now's the time to continue your work. I want to keep playing. Okay, sure, we can keep playing. Come on, kid, we've got stuff to do. Okay. Sleep. Andrew makes adjustments to the algorithm. Bats now fly normally instead of getting hung up on each other's wings and clustering together like horrible leathery tumbleweeds. Amy transcribed experiences. Roberta had ideas. Rick had ideas. Greg had ideas. You dream fitfully. You, Lula, and Joseph stand in the hallway. The walls are blank beige. It's just after winter quarter, but before spring, so there are no students around. Dreaming. Joseph says something clever. Lula leans on his shoulders. You wish that instead she had taken your hand, or that there were any other option. Now is the time to continue your work. Are you sure you want to quit? That was a rhetorical question. But you aren't in anything at the moment. Eat the lamp, smash the computer. Oh shit. Violence isn't the answer to this one. Damn, bro. Okay. So realism, transcribe. Let's do Okay. So now let's see what happens. Time passes, Roberta fixed bugs. Transcribe, 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 transcribe. Intruders, they're back. Strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge. So they clean the crystal. Studies fine art. Let's just go straight up transcription. Now let's sleep. A mail carrier on a bicycle brings you a sizable bill from the power company. Now's the time to continue your work. Maybe we have to wait it out. Wait indefinitely. Time passes. Research assistants come and go. You don't encounter the strangers again, but sometimes you can hear the uncanny echoes of their voices off in the tunnels. Years pass. Mold accumulates. You and the remaining research assistants take the burning, disused equipment in the center of the room. The black mold is intensely flammable and makes an excellent catalyst that leaves behind a sweet narcotic perfume. One night you have visitors, outsiders, different ones. Then later that night, an old friend. You really did go deeper into the caves. Premature end of file. Press any key to quit. So Lula's here now? That's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm... Act 3, Scene 10. Holy crap, man. That took me forever to get through that, it felt like. There she is! Oh, shit. To Donald, you really did go deeper into the caves. Well, you were easy enough to find. I've met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. So this is what became of our project? Oh, I've made some additions. Joseph stole the data tapes for the first half, so I've had some blank spots to fill. Yes, I know. He published his version, actually. I'm sorry to report that it's a bit tediously sentimental. Found your doctor. Yes, you're looking not well, to be honest. You smell like a distillery. Have you been drinking? Well, I wouldn't blame you if you had been. It's so dim here. So you found the address data? Just pass it over to Donald here. Donald, will you be a dear and crunch these numbers? We're looking to sort out a street name collision. Dogwood Drive. Wasn't the Bureau going to process it? I insist. I have cycles to spare. I'll just pack my pipe and get to it. I should only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over to... I'll be at the Bureau for the rest of the night. Just mark it with private materials for the attention of Senior Clerk Chamberlain. How do we get to the Bureau from here? The bridge. Yes, the bridge through the gate over there. Now we too recede into history. Good night, Donald. Meet me at the Bureau and we'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray. Then turn around. Then it's just clockwise until you find the Bureau. Between us, I think you should drive. Okay. The gate is open. Let's get on out of here. electrical tape recorder. These are new things. Modern electric lantern has been left here. Batteries have long since died. Oh. The bridge is okay now. What happened up there? Just a bunch of computers. Johnny yawns. See what Homer's up to. Thanks for waiting, Homer. I got so turned around up there. Thanks for waiting. We're gone a bit longer than expected. Ran into some trouble, Homer. I won't lie to you. It'll be okay. Yeah, they move on. There's not more to do here. Yeah. Head counterclockwise until I find the cathode. And come back around this way until I find the bureau. Should be right around here. Oh, it was one more around. Okay. Okay. Act 3, Scene 11. Holy shit, man. Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. What's up, Homer? Got the time, Homer? Well, more for you then, Homer. Kentucky Route Zero is the name of the game. Oh. Story-driven, freaking crazy psychological thing. Seems like we're in a computer, is my guess right now, in some sort of simulation. Been trippy, man. Oh, nice cat. That's a cool art style. So I'm minding the desk. Nice. Ah, the wrecked. Is that that's the tier 1? Nice. Get back to packing. Oh, I like that. Yeah, it does. It did come out nice. There's a lot of detail in that Viking. That's cool. Let's see. I'm feeling impulsive and I'd like to be ready. Maybe back to Mexico. It's been years. Big ugly iron thing. Okay. I don't know what this is. What this is following me. This was not following me before. I guess I gotta leave now. They talk about faceless things. I think we're all like simulation robots. Or something. No idea. How long do we have to wait? Alright, what happened? What happened? It's up to you. It's okay, you can tell them. It doesn't matter anymore. Fine. So we're in the graveyard. It's gonna be a trippy graveyard experience now. Whoops. Yeah, I think this came out like 3-4 years ago. And I've been meaning to play it. And it was on sale. I may have spent too much money on the Steam sale. Planning on playing the newest 2012. Okay. 6 years then. Planning on playing the new Shadows of Mordor. Or whatever it is. Shadows of War. I think that's what the second one's called. Yeah, I haven't read about it either. It's not what I was expecting. It's weird. It's weird, and it seems like it's a lot of tragic stories. Looks like an old church. Yeah, we did this. Oh no, I will get that though. I haven't got Golf with Friends yet. Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely grab that once I'm done with this game. Or once I'm done with the stream tonight. Okay. The Jack in the Box games, yeah. Do they not? They might come as a package or something. You might be able to buy them all. I don't know what the new ones are, but there were some fun ones like Drawful, where draw something and people got to guess what it is, and yeah, a lot of fun games. I don't know if I want to sit. Yeah, let's sit. I don't know what I expected. The strangers, he kept saying. Kind of vague already, isn't it? Donald's a stranger. Listen, earlier in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but yeah, what did you find down there? Because I clicked on helmets and then it cut away, so I have no idea what's down there. Simulated fun is the best kind of fun. When I saw Weaver, she was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair, flipping through channels to check the saturation. She was just there. It's kind of horrible. I mean, I told you she disappeared suddenly, ran away, but we thought she was dead. What was she doing on TV? Yeah. So far, they're all pretty depressed and trying to find. He's trying to find this Dogwood Road. She seems like she's trying to find her sister, who she's talking about now. The kid lost his family and now doesn't know where his brother is, I think. And I don't know about the other guy and girl. Like markings and desks, a classroom maybe. Camera's in the corner, so it's a sort of 45-degree angle into the room, and there's Weaver right in the center of the picture. Stop turning the dial. Hell, I think I stopped breathing. Eventually she spoke, but there was no real sound, just this awful hum. Read the closed captions. Go to the mine, I'll find something there. Can't remember her exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted. Fuzzy eye. Coughs into her sleeve. It's so dusty in here, right? Yeah, real dusty. There's a lot of dust in this game, too. It's just dust everywhere. You think with all these holes in the ceiling... What the hell was that? Did you hear that? Oh god, must have been the church settling. Oh, yep. Stuff like this just keeps happening. Ah, of course, growing skeleton. Oh yeah, and he's got a glowing leg because some rocks fell on his leg in a mine. Now I control the skeleton. Okay. Yep. The stranger activates the tape player slung on his shoulder. A crackly drawl echoes in the room. It is patient and sounds like it should be smiling. Okay. Doolittle. I have not met Doolittle before. My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days, but this is the same font they use when they talk about Kentucky Route Zero. I guess you're here about the job. I'm afraid we only have one opening at the moment. Horrible business. What's the job? We're actually looking for some information about an old computer. Do you know how to get to the bureau from here? I don't care about the bureau anymore. Let's ask about the job. Certainly, I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've only just met you, but I feel certain there's a place for you here. I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher, show you the trucks, get you familiarized. We can converse as we go. The trucks. I already drive a truck. That's my job. The guy with one leg. That's Conway's job. Well, it's not an old church. Some kind of factory? Yeah, maybe, but for what? Why hidden away like this? What's that smell? Like bread. Baking bread? Please, follow me. Great. The degausser. Why do I need that? Okay, there's some real people, and there's another skeleton. I have to step in here a moment. This is for your safety, and adjust your outfits a bit. There's some protective headwear up on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses. I'm not taking off my shoes. Oh, I understand. It's only courtesy to... Well, do us a favor and put on the headwear anyway. Just this way. Yeah, let's follow this glowing skeleton. Okay, now, where's Conway? Oh, there we go. Oh, there's skeletons sitting at the computers. More new arrivals this evening. Plenty to do. Got to relay the formula. Yeah, the soundtrack has been really good. Like the actual songs are really good. Some nice folky songs. There's like a synthwave ballad. More new arrivals. What job are they working on? Let's ask them about the computer. No, the orientation is all done by voice and rote. We don't believe electronics have a role in our company culture. Computers are tools. Yeah. Plenty of interesting mechanical this and that ahead, though. Shall we move on? Really? Yeah, it's more atmospheric during the story parts. And then there was actually kind of a full song, a full synthwave song earlier in a bar. The songs are really good. You should look them up. They're actually pretty good. Otherwise, it'd be like just listening to a cave and water dripping. Yeah, there actually is music and sound, yeah. So what if do these guys turn into people if I do this? Oh. This is Earl. He used to be a beekeeper. Borrowed some used casks to the store. The hives. Now the interest accrued more quickly than the honey. Now he works for us here in logistics. His name is Earl. I'm sure he has a list of things to do. Gotta get that karma. Okay, let's just take the shuttle. We're not taking the shuttle. What do you do here? Oh, I'm a copywriter, text on bottles and flyers, ad copy, that sort of thing. That's boring. Discerning shades and heartsick lovers have long known the taste of hard times and held it in favor over all other spirits. So the trucks are just east a ways in shipping. You can become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show the facility's sublime machinery. Oh. Sure. Oh boy. I don't think I can. Oh, I can. Okay. It was a nice trip. Can I use... Yeah, let's do this. Let's talk to Zeke. Zeke the plumber. Zeke just did a bit of recruiting. Stopped at a tavern to collect payment and returned with able bodies. Huh. Okay. I think I know what happened there. That bar I was talking about earlier. The barkeeper, the one that owns it, said that he traded something for whiskey from this distillery. And they just said they got able bodies from the tavern. So, weird. Let's see how this auto driving goes. That's like, Dr. Evil. Or not Dr. Evil, but Austin Powers. Alright. Yeah. Stuck in the golf cart in the in the narrow hallway. I drove deliveries for an antique shop up until this last run. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. I got it. The reference connected. You can drive safely, can't you? Yeah, sure. I haven't any doubt now. It's only after what happened with Miguel this evening. Oh boy. I bet Miguel crashed into a tree. I've been driving all my life, for better or for worse. Not gonna ask what happened. I suppose that's all you must say. I like that. Never say more than you must. It's boastful and ugly. I do pity ill-fated Miguel. He was good company and slow to anger, but if we're speaking confidentially... well, with all that lost product to be repaid. Bourbon and glass dash across the interstate. Oh, yep, he did it. He crashed into the tree. And a few casks, too. We're all just thankful he had no next of kin. Okay. So let's see if we can ring up the dispatcher. Doolittle starts the truck and switches on the CB radio. A deep, monotonous voice drones from the dashboard speaker. 1020 on that load. Up in the Hummingbird Cave, 1012 City Kitty. What a name. This is a good time to dispatch. We may have found Miguel's replacement. 10-9, come again? Hello? Tell dispatch something impressive about yourself. They're very well regarded here. Guess I can drive a truck like this. Let's ask about the computer again. They don't care. Gotta pay the water bill. I'm certain they'll call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck. Really? Don't really want to look at the truck. Are you gonna run all the way around the barrier? Looks like it's just about ready to go out. A bit hard on the knees to lift stuff. Skeletons just walking around like it's no big deal. Did Miguel load his own trucks? Yeah, I shouldn't really do any lifting with this skeleton leg. I see, well surely we can spare a dolly and carrying strap for your health and safety. Conway woke up on baled hay. Sure. Everything was too bright. His head hurt. The usual. Lizette and Ira argued loudly just outside the open barn door. She wanted Ira to take him inside the shower, have some coffee, get to the job. Ira said there wasn't time. Conway was in no condition. It was an important job. They couldn't put it off. Ira said to let the deadbeat sleep it off and then send him packing. Said Charlie could do the job. Let's walk out of the barn. Tried to say something reassuring, but just sort of stumbled around. Lizette looked away. Ira just spat and went inside. To wake up Charlie. Charlie being their kid. One of the tragic stories that we're coming to the end of, I think. Ira was a stubborn man, so Charlie went along and Conway drifted out again, and he didn't hear about the accident until months later. So what's next? That was a weird just segue right there. Control the wipers with this knob. Seem to have decent torque to them. Yeah, okay. Weird thing to say about wipers. Can't say how they'd fare in an ice storm. But we never delay a shipment, better to assume the risk. Folks, watch the weather. I wouldn't know it if I saw it. Too many years of climate control. Have I mentioned I rarely, if ever, leave the facility? I wouldn't know rain if it drowned me. They ditched class for the day to drive in the rain. Okay. It was pointless to stay. All review. It was a lost cause and she didn't need it anyway. Smart and bored. It was time to cut out. Shitty day for it though. 83 in biblical flood. 83 in biblical flood. Great. Let's go see a movie. Anonymous swashbuckler film about real men and women, real tights, real lips, fake blood. They brought a flask. They smoked cigarettes, drank awful hooch, whistled buckets of rain. She sang about someone she wanted, she sang about someone she wanted once to have loved. Brown hair curled around her ear. She had a voice like Scotch whiskey. It was time to go. Stiff drinks were wearing on him and he felt a surge of dejection. He knew she'd keep singing. He thought she should sing for someone who deserved to hear it. He knew she'd find a ride, so he slipped out alone. Dang, man. Just left her in a freaking movie? Where's he gonna go? Chicago. Borrow. Seemed impulsive, pulled out of the parking lot, moved his hands from the steering wheel for a moment, and felt the car drift into a decision. Yes, smart way. Smart way to leave. Years later, he'd think of this as the moment he himself started drifting. These are just car parts. Why am I having flashbacks? Oh sure, I know you'll want to look. Kick the tires, that's a thing we do, isn't it? As though our knees could exert the kind of forces these tires would see on the road, more likely to hurt ourselves. Sure, the tires look fine. Oh, I'm sure. It wasn't the tires that failed our dear Miguel, we are quite sure. I don't care about sitting in a dim room. As I always say of him, he was good company. Many of us found ourselves in his position, arrogantly grasping at personal sovereignty when our lives had become unmanageable. There's no shame in it, only condolence. Now what else can we show you? Headlights work fine, see? That's important. Most of our product goes at night. You never know who you'll run into in the daylight, and dusk can be treacherously misleading with all that indirect light. Magic hour, eh? Sure, those that sleep. Miguel pulled extra day shifts when he could. Sometimes he'd help me, you know, sometimes over in bottling. Shouldn't have been out driving at dusk. Weird shadows, soft light, dangerous. That they do. Get back on the radio. Driver, come back. There's dispatch. Tell me about your experience. Tell them the truck's in good shape. Tell them you'll start in the morning. I mean, I really can't. I don't want to do that. I really can't. Yeah, we've got to finish this delivery in a few. 10:33 dispatch. Got 2 black eyes and a flock of crocodiles. Come back. 10-4. Back it down and prick your eyelids, driver. Come back, Lem. 10-4. Come back, wheel holder. Just gonna remain silent. Dispatch is addressing you. He's here, dispatch. Got your ears on? Good. Listen to this. Silence. I think that went well. Seal the deal. Got one more thing to show me, huh? in shipping. Some good music. Just some jazz scatting. Let's head back upstairs, eh? Yep. We only came here looking for some answers about the stupid moldy computer. Oh, the old man in the cave with the moldy computer? That black mold, it's drawn to whiskey. Oh, okay. Okay. Feeds on ethanol fumes, you see? As we age the whiskey, some of it inevitably evaporates into the air. The angels share. Goes through the vents here and out into the caves. If we can scrape up that mold, we can usually apply pressure and cold to it. So they're making whiskey out of the mold? Every drop counts when you're making a living on the stuff. So we'd go down and scrape it off his equipment just like any other place it grows. Yeah. The black mold is not good. Makes the computer crazy. Since we stopped going down there, I'm sure the mold's gotten pretty thick. Try cleaning it off the time crystal. That'll get you going. Yeah, we already did that. We've already cleaned the mold. Let's degauss. How far upstairs are we going? Not here. Seems darker than it was earlier. Those people are gone. Every step is static. This is a weird place. If you don't mind. Okay. So I guess we're going back upstairs. The adding machine, huh? Here it is, a beauty, wouldn't you say? It's an antique, you know. What is it? Why, it's an adding machine. This is where we come for our daily ritual to calculate the day's interest and repayment according to the formula. Oh, great. I usually do so at the beginning of my shift, so I know how many hours I need in order to keep up. Yes, I believe you'll do well here, sir. Happy to have you. Congratulations, you're hired. Okay. Wait, we can't. It's customary here to start each day with a shift drink. Let's make it special. Mark the occasion. This is the top shelf stuff now, single barrel. He doesn't. Down the hatch. Venom Memore Morse. I don't think I should. Wait a second. When did they get down here? Oh, I didn't even click drink. He just drank. Decent enough. Welcome aboard. It's not working for you. We have to get back to this. He has a delivery to make. What's this? Not working? Are you turning down this opportunity? She's right. I have to make this, I'm disappointed. And I'm afraid that leaves us with a delicate problem. As I indicated, this is the top shelf stuff you're drinking now. It isn't cheap. Oh, so now I'm gonna owe him. If it's not your first shift drink, well, there's the matter of this tour just now. My time and experience are billed at quite a premium. and everybody's billing me. I owe that doctor for my skeleton leg. It's not good for you, my friend. You're in quite deep. By my back of the envelope estimations. But we have that in common, I suppose, all of us. Yes, I'm afraid you'll have to work this off somehow. It's just the way of it. What's happening right now? You can start tomorrow. Take the time to settle your affairs. Of course, the interest begins to compound immediately, and, well, we'll go over the formula when you get here. I should get back to work. See you tomorrow, then. I'm guessing that's the end of Act 3. It's been 11 scenes, which is double any of the other ones. Oh, here we go. So I guess I start in the morning. Yes. I'm confused. It's just the way these things go, kid. Oh, well, that still gives us a few hours to roam, right? Where's that ferry? Is my leg not glowing anymore? Or Conway's leg not glowing? It's just prosthetic skeleton leg now. Just dramatic zoom out. And random boat. Okay. With a mammoth for a horn. There it is. End of Act 3. Okay, I think there's 4 acts. We'll do the introduction for Act 4. And then I'm going to call it a night. There's that guy with the beard and the shorts again. Oh, it's an animatronic. Mammoth. Okay. 5.4 context backlash. General wear on the gestural gear mounting apparatus may result in undesirable play between teeth in the context and history state machine gears, causing stuttering, slippage, resetting, skipping. Well, it could be slippage. If left unresolved, gear slop can gradually throw limbs out of alignment, blend motions, and decontextualize gestures. See also 1.8 general troubleshooting and 5.3 gesture context. Gesture context. All gestures happen in a context. The set of preceding gestures, the overall orientation, and extended variables such as time of day and interior affecting gear angles. That'll do, book. Yep, nope, that's what I'm doing. My savior, our friend here is in a bad way. Any insight? Try to stay clear of high voltage these days. Time to put that mammoth out to pasture. Don't at all blame you. Especially down here on the water, I mean. Sure, it's dangerous, but this is where she lives. What brings you down here to the Echo tonight? I guess, just tagging along? Doesn't sound like you. We dragged some folks to a show, just returning the favor. I'm sure your new friends appreciate the company. It's no shame to be lonesome. Picked you up at the Bureau tonight. Never seen you that far upriver before. Hope that doesn't mean you've been traveling on the Zero. Yeah, have you been there? Oh, not me. This old river rat steers clear of weird highways. Been traveling this river for more than half my life, more or less alone. I think I've seen it change quite a bit in all these years. can't say for sure. But it's full of strange new people, and some nights I meet an old friend on an unfamiliar shore. Wonder which kind of night this is.